Good evening. My name is Benjamin Nelson, and I'm a student at Lancaster Bible College Graduate School and currently enrolled in the professional counseling course with my special track in addictions. This short video is part of my video journal for the class I'm currently enrolled in, Advanced Child and Family Practice, instructor Dr. Kurt Miller. This short video is an opportunity for me to express my experiences with engagement with clients. Now, though I don't have a professional practice, I do have some engagement with I'm gonna call them clients today. For today's sake, clients through my outreach ministry at my church, where I serve as assistant pastor and outreach coordinator. I believe that God has called me and commissioned me to go into the highways and the hedges to give aid to those who are in need, to give a ear, a shoulder, and give some compassion, and meet the needs of the people. You see, to offer no disclosure, I have a past in my life of addiction, and I struggled years with addiction of cocaine, um, or anything else I could probably get my hands on when I was out there using because I just wanted to escape me. I did not want to be with me. Me alone was in bad company. However, these experiences that I've had has prepared me for the task at hand, which is to deliver a message of hope, to bring a message of change to those who currently suffer with the disease of addiction. I think it is imperative that I reach out to these people and let them know that there is a way out and that there is a solution. See, I believe that God has granted me a gift of tangibility. Which makes me approachable to those that I help. Though I go out to the highways and hedges, um, I don't go around asking people their business. I ask them what their needs are, if I can help them. But by me being approachable, I believe it opens the door for trust. You know, people feel as though they can trust me and confide in me. You know, and I believe that in some ways I'm effective in building good relationships and rapport and bringing congruency to the therapeutic relationships that I have with people that I deal with. And I'm also good at building mutually beneficial relationships. That's going to help me and the client out through our encounter. Um, my initial encounter, with those who I have dealt with addictions, a lot of times has allowed me to enter to their lives as they open the door to me. But one thing I have learned from my engagement with working with the population that I serve is that to never make assumptions. As part of engaging with clients, making assumptions can create a barrier in the initial contact. Yes, people can feel if you're not authentic. If you have a preconception about somebody, it's not going to be helpful to you to help them because we should be listening, not thinking about what we're going to say or what we think about the person. Um, you know, when I'm approached by someone who wants to disclose to me their dilemma or what they're going through in their life, I try to make sure that there is some degree of privacy. That's essential too in engaging with clients' environment. A lot of my outreach is done outside and outdoors in my churchyard. I get skids of food in, and we give away tons of food. But it's at these times when people approach me, they pull me to the side. begin to confide in me. Sometimes when we go out to we're going to Center City, Philadelphia, to feed the homeless. I'm just so surprised with some of the people that I encounter. Making assumptions that everybody homeless is on drugs is not a good assumption. Because I've met some brilliant people who are homeless, who may have mental health issues, who are facing all kind of issues at home, abuse, things like that. So making assumptions, like I said, creates a barrier. But like I said, I try to go somewhere private when they come to me. And usually when I go to the sanctuary. I try to guarantee an atmosphere the best of my ability of comfortability, which creates trustworthiness within the client, thus allowing them to feel safe and allow them to be heard. You see, though I'm working in the outreach ministry, through working in the outreach ministry, I was approached one day by a woman and her companion, and they pulled me to the side and said they wanted to talk to me. So I took them in the sanctuary and we sat down and we began to talk. And they began to tell me some of their issues. Their primary reporting issue was they needed medical care. They needed medical treatment. So I listened to them as they went on and told me about some of their struggles. Now keep in mind that, me having a relationship with the people in the community, and I keep my ear to the ground so I can know the pulse of the neighborhood and the heartbeat of the community. It's very essential to do that in doing outreach and engaging with these people is to know what's going on in the streets. So I was approached by a couple people that I already have interactions with who are currently using. And they told me that this couple was on drugs. But when I talked to them, I maintained an open mind. I began to assess the situation. And, I didn't take any consumptions into consideration. I did not look at them based on what I was told about them. I was able to remain open-minded and ambiguous as I listened to their concerns. My primary concern was to address their issue of not having medical treatment. But what I found out is by utilizing effective listening skills, the skills that I'm learning in this course, while in training, I was able to incorporate effective response techniques, both verbal and nonverbal, which compelled them to really open up more and disclose to me that they were both HIV positive. When they told me this, I was genuinely concerned. And as I went on to talking with them, through my experience, I was able to identify their pain. And also I could identify the spirit of cocaine. I guess through my experiences that I've been through and my God-given discernment, I have discovered that every drug carries a spirit. I guess it would be clear to say that I was able to have a good initial contact with this couple. I was able to accomplish a connection, some compliance, and some participation. Because, of course, as we went on talking, I began to share some of my experiences, strength and hopes with them. I didn't get into war stories, but I let them know that I knew the pain that they were experiencing and that I knew the struggles that they were going through. I showed some empathy and it kept my open ear and an open mind. So what I did was, through my investigations and things that I was able to do, I was able to connect them with a health provider who ultimately gave them treatment and got them on medication for their HIV status. But not only that, they were also connected to other services to help them with their addiction and their mental health issues. I haven't seen them since then. I don't know if they're in a rehab, but I haven't seen them on the streets, and I pray that they're doing well. And I always pray that one day I will see them come to the church one day through the food ministry or through the come to church on Sunday. I would like to see them again. When asked about, areas that I would like to improve upon, um, I thought about one area that I would like to improve upon is being able to really have a better, safer environment to assist these people. Though the sanctuary is maybe a little bit of privacy, but it's really not that private because there's a wide open space. And somebody could be listening behind a door. So I want to be able to have a better space to provide for privacy. So that's one of the things that I'm working on. So I can have an effective interview with people that I help. I'd also like to improve upon my preparation for executing a more effective structured interview. Prior to my training, I had no knowledge of these concepts. But now that my awareness has been risen and I have knowledge of some of these therapeutic techniques, I'm becoming better at what I do. But I want to have more preparation and do adequate interviews because adequate interviews make the process work better, number one. And also it works good at the end of service and follow-ups. So I want to have a more efficient interview. Right now, I offer limited services, but I'm working on doing other things. So that's why I'm pursuing this degree. So that I can erect a resource center within the church. I want to be able to offer life skills training, anger management, conflict resolution, literacy classes. These things that I want to do in the future. Currently, we are having parenting classes. But these other classes I'm looking forward to doing in the future, as well as having some counseling. Because I want to have a counseling center. I want to offer resources and information to the community. Because I'm a firm believer that people suffer because they lack the knowledge thereof and the mindset of success. I believe that my resource center can be an effective tool in reaching the people in their community. Now, in matters of diversity, one thing I would say is I have been able to, through my training, identify what diversity really is. Because, originally I just thought diversity was just people from different cultures, people from different ethnicities and things like that. But I found that diversity refers to different characteristics, demographics, and each person is unique. So diversity can relate to gender, sex, sexual orientation, ethnicity, citizenship, socioeconomical status, educational status. All these things bring on diversity. So one of the skills that I think that I have been able to work with in doing what I do is having some cultural awareness. That's one thing that I believe that I'm able to grasp is some cultural awareness, and also multi-ethnic understanding. And also be able to identify my own microaggressions, things within myself that maybe in my subconscious. But as a counseling training, one thing that I have learned is that I have to give myself a checkup from the neck up. I have to always evaluate myself. It's like it's a never-ending task when we're working with clients and people invite us into their lives, and this is very essential that we know what we're doing. Now, when I was asked about what I would intentionally do to make changes, to improve my practice, this is what I would say. My intentional improvements have began in 2012. I was 50 years old, and I enrolled in Lancaster Bible College in Philadelphia. And I got my associate's degree in biblical science, my bachelor's in human services, thus opened my mind up to psychology and different theories and things such as that piqued my interest about counseling. When I began to learn about counseling, I found out that I was doing some informal counseling already. But I have to go to school so that I know that I know. So what I'm doing intentionally to improve is to get my degree. So I can go ahead and get this resource center erected. You know, I want also to improve on my ability to have more resources. I want to have more resources, which I told you I'm working on. But these are things that I believe that are very essential in helping people in the population that I serve and the community of my church in West Philadelphia. People have immediate needs that need to be addressed immediately. We can always pray for somebody, but I believe that we can also direct them towards change. And one thing I find necessary and that I would like to do better is to improve upon me allowing people to advocate for themselves. Because in many cases, I do the legwork for people. I'm a social worker that's not a social worker, a counselor who's not licensed. But I've been called by God to serve in this capacity and to do it correctly. This is why I am enrolled in this course to become a professional counselor. It's not for me to get rich. It's not about the monetary gain. It's about the people that I can touch, the lives that I can change, the people that I can bring to Christ. I want to thank you for allowing me to take this time. Thank you very much, and God bless.